Morning, YouTube. Well, last time I was having all kinds of problems with the camera shutting off. This GoPro Hero 3. I figured it had just worn itself out after 3 years of shooting all the time. So I bought a Hero 5. I hated to spend that kind of money, but figured, if I want to keep doing this, I gotta go. I spent all day yesterday. I'm here at the Newberry National Volcano Monument just outside of Bend, Oregon, and I spent all day yesterday shooting videos of 3 different sites. Relaxed last night, went to edit it, and none of it's usable. If all the Hero 5s shoot like that, they're crap. It was like I was shooting visual, looked like a time lapse. Audio was fine. Audio played along just great, but it was just shot and shot and shot. It was terrible. So anyway, I'm not going to go back and reshoot all that. I am, however, because I spent the night just down the road here, I'm back here at the lava cast forest part of it. It's about 9 miles in on a washboard dirt road. I'd only gone down about 5 miles to spend the night, so I'm going to do this. The other 2 places here were the Lava River Cave, which is a lava tube, which was pretty cool, but I couldn't get any usable video inside anyway. And the visitor center, which had the you could take a tour or a shuttle bus up to the top of a cinder cone and look down into the cavity. I think I've got a couple of still shots from up there, so I'll put those in right now. So we take a look at the texture of this bark, and we're going to compare this to one of the lava casts that's in there. So let's go hike it down the trail. This trail is only about a mile long. It's a day use area, so it's like $5, but I've got the senior pass, so I can come and go as I please. So the trail's all asphalt, and a majority of it is wheelchair accessible, but there are a couple of narrow spots that I would not want to try to get a wheelchair through. But, you know, and it's a little heavy here and there, but that's what happens when you get cold weather. Right, so the volcano over this way, the Newberry volcano, when this lava flow happened about 6,000 years ago, it hit this old growth forest here. As the lava came in, hit the trees, the big trees, and the steam from the tree cooled the lava around it and formed these molds. So from what they say, there's still the roots of them are still down there, but the trunk had rotted off after this. These things used to be much taller. Like here's more, but people, being the idiots that they are, they're pushing on them and cracked them off. So they used to stand, some of them would stand quite high. See, on this one, you can see how the bark was. So this tree would have been like the one I showed you in the beginning. And quite big. I mean, this thing is a good 3 feet across. And the hole goes down, 7-8 feet. And again, this would have stood a lot taller because I can see pieces back here that would have been on there. And this one definitely had a double trunk. See down in there, I can see that it connects up. All right, so there's quite a few pieces like down trees, but you see how the grain spirals around? Because these were growing on nutrient poor soil as well as hard to get to water. I mean, think of it, this is broken up lava. Water either runs off or goes down and out the bottom. But this was an adaptation to get nutrients all the way around so that the crowns would be relatively even. Like, I mean, this one over here is similar, or that one's a good example of how it would have spiraled around so the top was pretty even. Now this is a good example of a tree that got pushed over. As you can see, it sort of caved in there, but you can see the trunk as we go down, that the lava flowed up and over it and formed that cast that eventually the tree rotted out of the middle. So, and here's the other end of that. It's a little filled in, but this is where that trunk would have kept on going, I'm sure, unless it fell that way. Okay, so that's Mount Bachelor, where the snowshoe championships were a couple months ago. I guess more rightly it would have been, it's the Newberry caldera, because it's not really a crater anymore. It's eroded out, and it's 17 miles across. But this area is one super volcano similar to the one in Yellowstone, not as active. There are still some vents and so on around, but it's the size of Rhode Island. It's one of those spots I wouldn't want to try to push a wheelchair through. And the slope's not bad, but some areas it's not that great. So it may be a little hard for people to get through the whole trail if you have mobility problems, like this little down. But the upper part, you can get pretty much everything and just turn around and come back. As the lava was flowing this way, it hit older cinder cones, which is what this is. So it would have flowed around them, and which is why there's a lot more trees. It's more established because that was a very ancient cinder cone. It built up topsoil, you know, and the trees flourished. On this side, similar, although this ridge here was an old lava flow that an ancient one that this ended up not going as high and flowed around it. So that about ends my my tour of the Lava Cast Forest. It's about 9 miles, like I said, in washboard dirt road, but I think it's worth it. Just be able to see these molds of the trees that were here 6,000 years ago when this eruption happened. There's 2 other places I went to. The Lava River Caves, which is a lava tube. Interesting, but unless you have a really, really bright flashlight, rent the big ones up for $5 up at the opening. I was near people that had them, and they could see things way better than I could with my little flashlight. So, and take extra batteries. It's 1.5 miles in and 1.5 miles back. But if you rent the big ones, you'll be good. The visitor center with the cinder cone, that's pretty interesting. Again, you get a pass at that one, any of them, and you're good for all of them. There's more here to see. These are just the 3 that are right along 97. So I'm going to get back on the road, go back up the bend, return to crappy camera, and hit 20 and head east again. So see you later, YouTube.